Well, I want to talk about politics and religion, but not in the way you probably think I want to talk about it, because I'm going to tell you, I think it's all BS. Yeah, really, when it comes down to it. Yeah, I'm like sort of religious in some ways, and actually, I'll go along with not I'll go along with. I actually think the Bible's probably really accurate. It's pretty good, you know. I don't know if it's infallible, but it's pretty accurate. But let me put it to you this way: when it comes down to money, there ain't no religion. Period. Man, I've seen so many. Well, this is a few years ago or so, actually. What the hell was this? I was a little more than a few years ago. I was kind of like involved in a loop. There was some deals you wouldn't believe. And I know, like, I put a video out and I says, well, I just did go over everybody's head and it probably doesn't get any attention. I already know what kind of stuff gets attention on YouTube. Probably the wrong kind of stuff. And I don't think that's my fault. I think it's a fault of freaking the audience sometimes. Depends on who they are. But the thing is, yeah, there was deals actually. There was one deal that was attempted that was going to be, with a T, trillions, not trillions, 1.4 trillion. It was 150 metric tons of a particular type of isotope, and it sounded like something out of a James Bond movie, except worse. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there that goes on. Didn't happen, though, but it was like, you know, I was like, wow, this shit, I can't believe this crap. I was like, holy shit. But, you know, there was every religion involved. You know, and like, nobody was thinking about religion. You know what religion's for? Common people, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. Keeps them in order. That's what it is. It's effective control. That's what the hell it is. It may be true, like, as far as some of the things that go on, and some people get into the traditions because they like the traditions. You know, like whatever the hell you are, wherever the hell you come from, it's like you got your traditions, right? Traditions, whatever you want to say. But you know, like, hey, you know, like whatever I was, I'd say I probably like the Christmas tree, whether it's the Feast of Saturnus or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I kind of like them lights. But I could tell you, like, you know, and the Japanese got some cool stuff. You know, Hinduism. Actually, Tesla talked about, he says if he wasn't religious. That guy was a little strange if he actually got into some of his stuff. But, you know, Nikola Tesla, he actually said if he was ever in any religion, I think he said he wanted to be like Hindu or Buddhist. So, I don't know. It's all right. I don't give a shit, to tell you the truth. But a lot of structures are, you know, designed to be a focal point of power. And a lot of times you will not actually, you probably don't really, maybe you don't believe this, but at any dome structure, you'll see this in politics or religion. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Like you got in Russia, you got Moscow, you got the, you know, the domes and stuff, and you got them in the Vatican, you got them in the Middle East, you got them everywhere, right? You got them in Washington, D.C. The dome structure itself actually concentrates the power. So when everybody's sitting in that room in a dome structure, there's actually an energy or a power that's actually concentrated in there. You know, I put a video out about an interesting place. Now, it's not really the dome per se. It's Integratron, whatever it is. I forgot how to say it, to tell you the truth. It's out in California, near Joshua Tree, out in the desert. It was built a long time ago. Well, not that many years ago, some decades ago. It's not actually fully functional. It's supposed to actually bring in so many energies that you probably live decades longer. Actually, they show that mice will live another, like a lot longer than normal that are actually in that structure. And it's not even fully operational. But the dome structure is actually interesting because you find that everywhere. And it's something that is actually bringing in energies and power. A lot of people, it sounds like hocus pocus. I know some people say it's hocus pocus. It's not. It's not. Sometimes, you know, like I know, like I'm a numbers guy, and I should think of this kind of stuff, and I say, nah, that damn dome ain't going to do nothing. If it was a rectangle, it would be the same thing. No, it doesn't really work like that. It's actually channeling power. And when that power is there, it's like the authorities meet there. It channels power to them. Gives them, it's something where the structure, if you were meeting out in an open field, it just wouldn't be the same way. So I can tell you pretty much all this stuff is actually all about control. But when it comes with people with money, the higher up the money they got, they're not religious, man. It might say they are. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Everybody, man. I can tell you that. The higher up you go with money, the less religious they are. They might be. I don't even care if it's the Pope. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, it's like on the outside they're religious, but it's not true, man. But I don't know nothing about the Pope per se. But I know, like, I've seen so many mega deals with. Actually, it's gonna sound like it's really strange. There was these guys. They were. I don't even want to say who the hell he was. He's a professor, though. He's actually a professor. He's actually related to the Shah's family from Iran. The Shah, believe it or not. Oh, it sounds like cloak and dagger shit, man. But yeah, he had a Swiss what the hell, a trading firm. I don't even know. I'm not even saying the right thing for it, but he had one up in Switzerland, and there's some wild shit going on. I can tell you, there's a whole underground freaking financial system. You know, people talk about the dark web. There's a whole underground financial system going on. I can tell you that right now. It's all over the place. But, you know, what actually goes on is the people squabble over bullshit. I don't know. You know, one thing I do like about Jews, though, I can tell you this. Nobody tries to convert me who's a Jew. They're like saying, they're not telling me, hey, you gotta be Jewish. And I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? I don't care, man. They just do their own thing. That's one thing I kind of really cool. I think it's cool with those guys. But anyway, I don't know what the hell I am. But tell you the truth, man, I'm Roman Catholic. But I can tell you one thing: the Pope himself, he's a Mr. New World Order all the way, including the guy that was before him. Now, the guy before him, I know he was the Pope with the cats. He loved cats. I was thinking, well, he ain't too bad there. You know, Benedict, he was actually the cat Pope. But I don't know, man. It's actually bullshit because everything, the higher up they go, there ain't no religion. Man, it's a joke and a half, man. It's like, show me the money. That's what it is, to tell you the truth. But, yeah, there's something wrong with that, too. I can tell you the truth that, you know, when you concentrate on money too much, you miss everything else, period. You don't understand common sense. You don't you get out of touch with people, the way things are. You just get out of touch with every damn thing, you know. You lose that, whatever. You become like Hillary Clinton. She's a goddess, right? I can't wait till will be, crowned queen of the United States. Oh, frickin', she ain't gonna make it, I don't think now. But anyway, that's good. I'm gonna tell you something else, though. You know, just religion and politics bullshit. It is. I'm just kind of talking off the cuff here, but I recognize something. You know this stuff when they had the Muslim Brotherhood in the Middle East, and it's doing that. They had it in. I mean, everything. There's a whole pile of stuff going on. Actually, like Gaddafi was like the least radical guy out there, I think, in my opinion, anyway. But I'm going to tell you something. I think there's like a master plan going on, and I'm actually seeing it now. The powers that be are actually pushing the most radical elements everywhere, and for a reason. I mean, Hillary's involved with that shit too. You almost think just Obama or something, or I mean, there's a whole pile of people involved with it. But the whole game is to push the most radical elements there is. So all the people are like going at each other's throats over stupid shit. And actually, I can even tell you, if you look back in Roman history, man, there's a whole volume. Who was that guy? Gibbons. I read. Well, I forgot his first name. I'm doing this right off the cuff. I read the unabridged work. I don't know, about 6 times on the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. The full work, the actual full work, which I have too. It's a 3-volume set. A lot of people don't realize most of the wars, internal wars in Rome, were over, guess what? Get one guess. Religion. They also said it's like it was left out of the unabridged version. I have the full version now too. I mean, left out of the abridged version. I have the full version, unabridged version. But the thing is, holy shit! It was like the people, like in Christianity, for instance. There'd be like early Christianity, for instance, and you could break down any religion, do all that stuff. But this was in early Rome. They would have like, no, it's the Trinity. No, it's the divinity. It's just two gods. It's the Father and the Son. No, it's the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And they just like kill each other over it. And actually, the soldiers, the Roman legionnaires, they said they'd rather go up against the fiercest barbarians than the most religious of the zealots. But it's like applies to any damn thing there is, because there's like a whole bunch of little cult groups everywhere you go, to tell you the truth, no matter what it is. But the elite are definitely pretty successful at keeping people diverted, because I think the vast majority of people have very giddy minds. That's the problem. That's the problem. And that's why religion and politics works to control everybody every time. And it's going to continue that way till people freaking... It's not like us against the elite. It's us against ourselves. Because, like, for instance, I'll give you a prime example of that. When people are... The elite are, say, bringing in drugs. You say, oh, it's the CIA, or it's... it's the Dark Prince, Prince Philip, or it's coming from the Mexican drug cartels or something, or whatever, right? And, nobody is really, like, making people take all these drugs. It's like, I know it's kind of promoted in Hollywood and shit, but, it's cool and whatever. But the thing is, people are just doing it willingly. So it's actually us against ourselves, more than us against the elite. But every damn thing that is in society everywhere is just a scam, because the people on the top, it's really, I can tell you that there are so many different groups of people from so many different backgrounds that I saw making deals. The only God was money. That's it. Probably not the right thing. That's why I'm actually doing this YouTube stuff, because I got sick of that shit, to tell you the truth. I got sick of that shit. But I'm kind of a laid-back individual. I don't give a shit. But more or less, because you piss me off. But yeah, it's like it's like the scam's always been there from day one. If you really want to go back to, say, who built the pyramids, for instance, right? Yeah, I got my theories about that. I mean, somebody probably, I don't know, it was probably some advanced civilization or something, or whatever. Maybe it was aliens, I don't know. Who the hell knows? And then somebody else comes along and, says, oh, I built it because, I'm the head guy now, and you got to worship me, and you got to worship the sun. It's a scam. It's almost like what happens with the Aztec Indians over here in in Americas. I don't think they built this stuff. I think it was somebody before them. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm telling you, I don't think it was them, man. I don't know how they moved, 100-ton rocks. The stuff they were doing later on was like pretty small compared to what was going on way back in the day. But that's the whole thing. The structures themselves actually concentrate power. And that's why you have the dome, which in a way is kind of like along the same lines as the pyramid. It concentrates power. It does concentrate energies. And, I talked about those Lukovsky coils and those Lukovsky whatever, people don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, they were the rage in Paris in the 1930s. Even the ones that weren't powered by Tesla coils, they were just a simple coil. Oh, they work because how they know they work? They work on plants. You'll stimulate plant growth with a Lukovsky coil, a simple open copper coil. So, the actual way these structures are built, it's actually the structure itself concentrates power to the leaders, and that helps them to control. But then again, it's not all on them why we got problems. It's really us against ourselves. That's really what the hell it is. People are so diverted by trivia. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous by hell. This kind of shit, facts and facts over there, facts and faith, and science versus faith, you got science, and man, I remember I put something out. I just thought it was an interesting note on Noah. That in the Bible it said he lived to be 920 years old, and part of that might have been because people might have had vitamin C production in their body naturally. We have all 4 genes, but it's dormant. One of the genes is dormant. Some people have a little bit of vitamin C production, but maybe way back in the day they had mega vitamin C production, and that's why they live so long. I don't know. That could be. It's a theory I'm testing on myself right now. So if if your kids are hearing me, 50 years from now, and I'm still like reverse aging, well, we'll find out what the deal is anyway. But man, that's another thing. I don't really go along with either one because actually the scientists have their religious dogma themselves. I don't go along with any of that bullshit. Actually, I look at it like this. I keep it simple, stupid, and I'm from Missouri. Show me I'm from Missouri. Hands-on application. So, anyway, just want to just put this note out here because, I also see, currently I could see what's going on with the Muslim Brotherhood, the immigration issues, and all these different countries, and all these type of things. Oh man, they're playing games with everybody, man, and that is to create conflict, to divert people's attention. In the meantime, they got the control. So I don't know, but like I said, the biggest problem is actually us against ourselves, and I can only best express that or show that as a fact is if you look at, say, the drug problems that are in countries. Nobody really is forced to take those drugs, per se. It's less in rare instances. Not initially. Maybe they get addicted to them, but initially, no. And there's a major business going on there, and it feeds the worst people in the world, right? The guys on the top that are selling the stuff. That's an example, but that's just how it is. And it's going to continue that way because people are, I don't know, they lose the battle with themselves. They're never going to win over the elite. That's the way it goes. And I can tell you the elite don't give a shit about all this crap that everybody else is concerned about. Everybody else is like freaking getting all bent out of shape about all this stuff. And the elite don't only give a shit about, money and power. There's no religion on the top, man. None. Politics don't even mean nothing. Principles don't mean anything. Nothing. I've seen a lot of mega deals. I could not. I was like, holy shit. And I can tell you another thing, too. I'm going on this longer than I expected. People that have a lot of money, they're very heavy on physical assets. It's land. Real estate is one of them, but it's also they'll warehouse a lot of precious metals, too. It's amazing. I mean, beyond what you freaking believe, man. I mean, I've not been in the warehouses. I mean, one of them was in Krasnoyarsk. What was it? Avenue of the Red October. I sort of the double warehouse certificates and stuff on the isotopes worth almost $500 million, and it's all kinds of shit. You wouldn't believe it. And some of these guys, they flaunt it, but then some of these guys don't. They play the exact opposite. Actually, the ones that play the exact opposite are the smart ones. That's the way I look at it, The ones that play the exact opposite are the smart ones. I mean, you shouldn't be flaunting your wealth. I wondered why the hell was it somebody in Saudi got all bent out of shape because Forbes
said his listing went down on Forbes. I can tell you one thing: these people that I saw that I was dealing with, they were not even on Forbes, but they were multi-billionaires. Definitely, no doubt about it. That Forbes list is so much bullshit. I can even tell you that when I was working up in New Jersey, they used to say that they were the family I was working for. They were number 4 in the country, and they were listed. They were on the top 100 Forbes, but they were actually in reality a hell of a lot higher than what they said. So I don't know why, but I'm really, now that I researched my family lineage, I'm beginning to wonder. I'm beginning to understand how I've fell in with these kind of people so many times. So anyway, that's all I got to say. And I'm okay, though. I can tell you that right now. I'm really on the side of the people, but the problem is the people are not on the side of themselves even, and that is the problem.